co-host. I think. Okay. All right. Let's go. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's so funny. I turned off my video and I turned off my microphone and I was saying hello to everyone, and of course nobody heard me or see me. Hi everyone, so good to have you here. Oh my goodness, we've got many people joining on. My apologies that I am a little bit late to this Freedom, Frequency, and Expansion Masterclass. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was just on another masterclass called Quick Cash, and then we were talking about all the things, and I got carried away a little bit because, as usual, I have many things to say, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to jump in on the Facebook group just to make sure that all the live stream is happening, and also if anybody is there. Yes, amazing. Hello everybody, so good to have you here. Okay, let me say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from first. I want to know, because on this free masterclass, Freedom, Frequency, and Expansion, we've got literally people signing up from different parts of the world. It's so incredible. It's so incredible. I was just speaking about it in the Quick Cash Masterclass that we just ran earlier. How all these different cultures and people from different walks of life, people from Burma, people from the US, people from the UK, people from Australia, people from Singapore, like literally from Europe, all over the world, are coming together. It's the fusion of accents. It's the fusion of cultures. It's the fusion of different dreams and goals, but all rooted in the same thing, the same desire. And that desire is freedom. To have the freedom to be able to be anywhere that you desire to be, to have the freedom to have anything that you desire to have the freedom to provide for your family, to have the freedom to not even have to check your bank account and think when your next cash paycheck is going to come in. Because what I'm seeing, and for those of you who are new in my world, please also let me know if this is the first time that you are seeing me live here, and if you don't know who I am, I'm Arabelle. I'm so happy that you are here. I am running this live, streaming it here from Dubai, and what you can see in the back end is the Palm Jumeirah. So if you've ever seen and never been to Dubai, Palm is like this, the palm-shaped island. It's just, the vibe here is incredible. What's even more incredible is that I have my leadership team here in Dubai. And they flew from the US, from Singapore, and from Thailand, and from Philippines, and we've just been like deep in strategy, deep in the creation of this bigger vision that we are tapping into, and that we are collectively downloading, and we're just like custodians of this vision. And it's so funny because I've got so many stories to tell. And before I even go in there, my name is Arabelle, and I'm so happy that you are here. Hi, Cole, you came from your podcast with Nikki. So good to have you here. Hi, Sue. So good to have you here from Australia, from Nebita. Hi, Kine. First time. Amazing. Yes, from Dubai, from US, from Burma, from Canada, Burma, from Indiana. Hey, Robin. So good to see you here again. And who else do we have here? And let's see if we've got any people. Oh my God, there are comments here too, from Australia, from Burma, from the USA. So we've got people in the Facebook group. So what we're going to be doing is, if you haven't joined this Facebook group, which we used for Go Love Yourself Challenge, I really urge you to go and join that. We will put a link in the replay email at the end, because we're going to be changing the name of the group from Go Love Yourself to something magical, because that's a group where we're going to be creating magic together as a community. Most importantly, as a community that is infused with people from all different backgrounds, from all different walks of life, from like different, like different everything, and yet rooted and grounded and coming together for one vision, is to create freedom. And not just to create like this vague word, abstract word of freedom. It's like to actually create tangible freedom, tapping into different frequencies. And that's what this masterclass is about. Tapping into different frequencies, and how you can actually pull that from the vision into the now and actually create in your physical reality, right? The name of the masterclass is also about expansion. And that is something that I am so passionate about, expansion. And expansion looks different for everybody. For some people, the expansion looks like moving from a 2-bedroom house to a 4-bedroom house. For some people, the expansion looks like flying only economy to now flying only business class. For some people, the expansion looks like not being able to contribute to the causes that you believe in to now being able to contribute to the causes that you believe in, 5 figures, 6 figures. And for some people, the expansion looks like retiring your husband, retiring your wife, because now you get to do the thing together as a couple, as a unit, as a union, as a powerhouse couple, right? For some people, the expansion looks like taking your children out of the public school, the government school, because you don't really align with it, and actually homeschooling them, unschooling them, world schooling them, traveling all over the world with your kids. And so I want to know, what does expansion looks like for you? With just a word or two, I want you to comment in the chat box right now. If you were to be able to tap into, we're not talking about even bringing it into the physicality right now yet, but if you were to be able to tap into the frequency of expansion right now, what does it look like for you? Just 1 to 2 words. Let me know in the chat box. From Myanmar. Yay, amazing. That's awesome. From the USA. Hey, Omi, so good to have you here. Hey, you won the Healy Gold, didn't you, Omi? Are you using it? Let me know. Security, completeness, manifesting, more energy, freedom, financial freedom. Yes. Amazing. We've got literally everyone from all over the world here. Higher dimensions, financial freedom. Go to the USA. Good. Abundance, love, peace, financial freedom, receive more, abundance, right? Hey, Kristen, financial freedom, traveling the world, volunteering with our children, yes. Joy, ability, expansion for me, like financial freedom, yes. Support a lot of people and money to those who's around me, wealth, incredible, right? Second, a source of income, yes. So important to have multiple streams of income, traveling around the world, prosperity, retiring hubby, that is so good. Expansion is that I'm free, powerful in all areas of my life. Financial freedom, more than 10 times income. Yes, 10x your income. Who doesn't want that? I want that. Employment, amazing. All right, so thank you so much, and keep declaring, because whatever you declare in spaces like this is a vortex that we are creating together, right? And in vortexes is like that, like this, where we are literally infusing the frequency. And so I have to start from the frequency, because this masterclass is about frequency, freedom, and expansion. So currently, I'm literally blasting frequencies here in my home, and to you who's virtually with me in this vortex together. So the frequencies that I'm literally blasting right now is, number one, coherence frequencies from this little technology. And so it's a coherence with the brain, the gut, and the heart, and the mind, body, spirit, to have that coherence so that we can really tap into, right? Tap into whatever it is that is wanting to flow through us and couldn't flow through us up until recently, maybe about a minute ago, maybe about 5 minutes ago, because unconsciously or consciously we've blocked it away. We've stopped it from flowing through to us because of our subscriptions to the struggle paradigm, because of our the belief systems that we've been carrying, passed down from generations to generations from our lineage, right? Or just simply from the fear of failure, the fear of not fitting in, the fear of not having people who love us, who care about us, right? Whatever the reason is. I'm blasting coherence frequencies right now to you. And simultaneously, so how this works is I'm going to be going through all the details, and I'm going to be sharing how you can get your hands on one of these things as well on this masterclass. And so you're going to love it. And what I'm going to be doing is, if you stay till the end of this masterclass, my team does not know this. I did not know this up until 30 seconds ago. And my assistant is like, what is she going to do? She's literally looking at me from over there right now. So if you stay till the end on this live, I'm going to be giving away 1 Healy Gold to a winner. And we will announce that tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow. So if you stay till the end, I'm going to be giving away 1 Healy Gold. I did not know I would be doing this until a minute ago. So I'm blasting coherence frequencies right now. And you're going to love this other frequency that I'm literally running. From Meg Healy, I'm blasting prosperity frequencies right now. And so here's the thing. I've got 5 Mag Healys. 2 more are coming. That's how much I love them. So I've got this Mag Healy with me right now here. My intention is to blast that frequencies to you as well, everyone in this vortex we are creating together. And for those of you who are in Go Love Yourself group as well, which we will be changing the name soon. And I've got 1 Mag Healy running over there in the kitchen, right? I've got 1 more Mag Healy running over there in my bedroom. I've got 1 more Mag Healy running. I've got another room in this building for my leadership team to be having meeting. I think they might be watching this as well. I'm not sure. So there are frequencies blasting as well. And that's how much I love my frequencies, because it literally has changed the entire game for me. And so today we're going to be talking about how you can tap into these different frequencies. But before we do it, I want to break it down in simple steps that you can actually start implementing. And for some of you, you've already heard of this, and it would be a beautiful reminder. For some of you, it's going to be like a new thing, and you'll be like, I don't really know how to practice that, Arabelle, but I want to give it a go. Right? And whether you are spiritual or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you are logical or not, it doesn't matter. As long as you are human, and as long as you desire the expansion, as long as you desire that freedom, and the kind of freedom that I mentioned in the beginning of this masterclass, I've been able to create all of that in my life. And for those of you who don't know me, I am a single mother, and I have been raising my child on my own while running a business. Just 5 years ago, I was struggling emotionally, literally struggling physically from postpartum anxiety, so many other things, in a relationship that was very unhealthy, very abusive. I didn't even know that it was abusive until I came out of it. And when I walked away from that, I had about $2,000, maybe max. I did not have any financial support. I did not have any support. And then right after that, COVID hit. So then we were literally stuck. Just me and my son and my dog. And in that moment, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision that I can play a victim here and go, I am so unlucky. How could this happen to me? And I can loop and go into a downward spiral in that moment, which I did from time to time. That's the honest truth. I was operating on 2 to 3 hours of sleep. Or I could actually tap into a reality, a dream, a vision that was so big that I could not even get behind in that moment. My human could not understand how I could even possibly create that, because my reality in that moment was so drastically different that it was impossible, but yet I pushed myself, yet I forced myself, yet I look at Elijah, and I had to make that chance. I had to take that chance. I had to take that leap of faith, and I decided to become a completely different person. And so I want to share with you like the steps that I did myself, for me to be able to go from almost zero to now having created multiple millions of dollars. Nobody paid me the money. Nobody invested in our business. I never got loans. I never got child support. I never begged, went into welfare. I never did any of that. The first 2 years, when after my child was born, I operated on 2 to 3 hours of sleep every night with sleep. I do not recommend that, but I did it because I had to make it happen. I had no other choice, but I had to make it happen. So what did I do? What did I do? So the first step that I did was just to really get clear on what is this dream. Because the first time I heard this thing from Apple, when Steve Jobs, they put it out there, it really stuck with me. The first thing that he said, like, he's going to put a dent in the universe. And I was like, yeah, what a cocky statement, right? Because let alone putting a dent in the universe, I couldn't even put a dent in anything in my life. But I was like, yeah, what would it be like? So it was not from a question of, can I do it? It was just in this imagination, this tapping into. That is where this whole tapping into this frequency begins. And it was just like, what would it be like if I could create a tenth of that kind of impact? What would it be like if I could create a tenth or 0.00000000001% of that in my life? Who would I be? What would I be creating? What kind of expansion would I be creating in my life? So I started tapping into this dream. And then I remember seeing this ad from Apple. It's like, we are the round pegs in the square holes. I could be saying it wrong, but you know what I mean. And it's like the crazy ones, only the crazy ones dream. And I've always been the crazy one. Since young, growing up, I tell these stories a lot. Like, I've always felt like an outsider. I always felt like I did not fit in. When all my girlfriends were interested in boys and makeup, I was interested. I was picking up philosophy books and reading about that. When they were all like getting their heart broken and doing all of that, I was so focused on creating my dream life. Like, I was so focused on building a path for me. And then when I was finally really climbed up this career ladder and, getting poached by all these different investment banks. And then when I was working in the mining industry, I was working with and I was working for one of the richest women in the world and in Australia at the time. And I was literally getting poached by all these department GMs because everybody wanted me. Because I was just like focused, because I knew what I wanted to create, right? And then now my dream has evolved over time. And now I have this business, and my business has shifted and transformed and evolved over time after 9 years. But my vision is too, but I'm very clear. And so my dream, that dream, only the crazy ones get to dream. And this dream is so crazy, but I wanted freedom. And it wasn't even like I want to save the world or it was just like I want freedom. I want freedom where I don't need to look at my bank account. I want freedom when I go into the grocery store. I don't want to compare this one and this one, like which one is like a few cents cheaper. I don't want to do that. When I'm out with my friends, I don't want to look at the menu and go, okay, which one is the cheapest, right? Okay, this one is $5. Maybe I should order that, but there's 5 of us here, so I only have this. I don't want to do that. When I'm with my family, I want to be able to take them on holidays. I want them to be able to tick off their bucket list. And if they are like, okay, we're going to be flying to the other side of the world and it's like, 24 hours or 20 hours flight and, we can't afford it. So all of us will just have to like stay in the economy. I don't want to do that. I want my parents, we're from the Asian family, very like, that's a part of our culture. I want to be able to provide for my parents. I want my parents to just jump on a plane, be in the business class, drink champagne, and just travel any part of the world. I want that. And the freedom for me to decide, like, not just like if I want my son to go to a private school, like he can. If I want to world school my child, he can. If I want to hire the best tutors and the best teachers and the best mentors in the world for my son and for me, like we can. Because why? I've created that freedom. Now, if I feel like I want to jump on a plane and just go to Maldives or Seychelles or, to Miami or whatever, right? I can because I want, because that's the kind of freedom that I want. But, but I, but where I was, very different. But I was very clear on my vision. But where I was, as you know, I was struggling financially, emotionally, energetically, physically. I was having aches and pain in my body on a daily basis. Like have you had like a really bad flu? Like, the flu is so bad that you're aching all over, like the kind of COVID ache. I was having that on a daily basis way before COVID was here because I was beating myself up emotionally, energetically, everything. And so my reality at the time was complete opposite to this dream, and yet I had the guts to dream. So in order for me to bridge that gap from here to here, I needed to do something. And so I was like, is that like me hiring a mentor? And I did. Is that me plugging myself into the different kind of environments that would really support me to be able to go there, collapse the timelines? I did. Yes, yes, yes. Was that me, investing in myself with the little money that I have? Yes, I did. And also, I was like, I've by that time, I've already been in this whole personal development journey for many, many years now, like 10 years. And so I've collected all these different tools and technologies and different things along the way. I've learned from the mainstream teachers to the teachers in the Amazon jungles, from the shamans to people like Ken Wilber. I've learned from from the monks that are, that have been in the caves practicing and, meditating, and they come out and they teach all. I've literally learned from so many teachers and gurus and mentors by that time. I've collected all these tools. And I was like, what would be the fastest way in order for me to bridge this gap? Bridge that gap, because the reality, and I had to remember that the current reality that I was in at that time, struggling, don't know where the money was coming from, don't know if I could pay the meter bill. And it was winter in Melbourne. Winter in Melbourne for me was cold. I come from the tropics, right? It's cold. And the house was it was a grand house where I was at the time. But the heating in the house, it doesn't go like, each room. Like it's a central thing, and you turn it on, it heats up the whole house, which is amazing, but it also costs a lot. And I was like, I couldn't pay for this. So most of the time I was just like in layers and layers and layers, like literally. So it was an interesting time. And my current situation at the time was, if I were to just decide that, look at my situation, Arabelle, like, what are you talking about? Why are you so crazy? Like, you're being unrealistic, because that's what many people told me in the past. I could have said that, but I realized that my current situation does not define where I was going to go. I realized that where I am today is just a accumulation of the choices that I have made in the past. And where I'm going next is going to be accumulation and a combination of all the choices that I'm going to be making from today onwards. So I want you to remember now, whichever stage, whichever part of life journey, financial journey that you are in right now, even if you are making 100K a month, even if you are making nothing a month, if you are living paycheck to paycheck, I want you to remember that right now, that your current reality has nothing to do with where you are going next. Because where you are going next has everything to do with what you are going to decide today. I want you to remember that. If you have a book, if you have a notepad, if you have a pen, if you want to bring up the notes on your phone, please write this down. Where you are today has nothing to do with where you are going. But if you want to create where you are going today, like, you've got to start making different choices. And that different choices is definitely not, I don't have enough time. It's not, I don't have enough money. It's not, I'm not lucky. It's not, I don't know if I can do it. It is, I'm going to make it work. I am in no matter what. That is the choice that you have to make today. The choice that you are going to have to make today is not the excuses. The choice that you are going to have to make today is, I don't know, I'm going to learn. I have no idea. I'm going to figure it out. How will I get there? Oh, I just remember, how is not the question. The question is my identity, and that is step number 2. So after I got clear on my dreams, after I got clear on my vision, that was step number 1. Step number 2, I started playing with this identity piece, and I learned about identity work from Ken Wilber. And then I learned a little bit more deeper from Carl Jung when he started talking, like when I started learning about all these different archetypes that we have within us. And so I'm like, you know what, this is the time, the best time for me to actually start putting this into practice. So I started asking myself this question, like this version of Arabelle that is way out in the future, in a timeline that I cannot even access it right now, in a timeline that is like so drastically different from where I am right now. But just for fun, hypothetically speaking, if I have created that Arabelle, and if that version of Arabelle actually exists in the future, where is she? What does she look like? What does she wear? How does she move through life? How does she lead herself? When she goes into the grocery store, is she still comparing like 20 cents to 30 cents? Or does she just pick the best and the freshest food? Because she can. Well, I can't right now, but she can. So what did she do in order for her to be able to do that? Can she just send her parents, like put her parents on a plane in a business class or first class, and just like their parents, like imagining their parents having a glass of champagne and, you know, just traveling in style, and just them being able to be wherever that they want to be. They walk into a store, they want something, and that kind of Arabelle is like, don't worry, Mom, do you want this? I'll get it for you. Like, Dad, do you want this? I'll make it happen. If that, I mean, this Arabelle at the time couldn't do any of that, by the way. But if that version of Arabelle can do that, like, who is she? How did she make that happen? What kind of things, like what kind of choices did she make along the way? In order for her to be able to create all of that, right? What kind of environments is she moving around in? What kind of conversations is she having? Like, I literally started tapping into that identity of Arabelle. And I was like, wow. And I realized that that version of Arabelle is drastically different from that version of Arabelle that I was in at the time. Because here's the thing. 5 years ago, I was in a situation, in a relationship where, you know, there was only expired meat in the fridge. And I don't know why. I ate expired meat. And I could not understand that part of me. I really don't. There were things, there were boundaries that were crossed many times. Gaslighting, abuse, all of that, brainwash. I allowed all of that to happen. I do not recognize that version of Arabelle. But now I have something to look forward to. I have something to move towards to. I have something to walk towards to, and it's that version of Arabelle. As much as this was real, I was like, you know what? I am unsubscribing to this version of Arabelle, and I am subscribing to that version of Arabelle. I'm going to be receiving emails from her every single day. I'm going to read all of her emails, right? I'm going to watch all of her stories. I'm going to watch, like, jump into everything that she puts out there, because she is a magical Arabelle, like, literally. Well, that's how I had to really, really tap into that identity for myself. So I want you to start tapping into that version of you right now. What does that future version of you look like? The version of you that has created freedom. The freedom to travel anywhere you desire. The freedom to bring your parents anywhere you desire. The freedom to pay for everything when you're out with your friends. The freedom to invest in projects and causes and, you know, things that you really, really care about. The freedom to send 1,000 kids to school. The freedom to be able to build schools and wells and, you know, places where they don't have fresh water, or schools. The freedom for you to just fly only business class. What does that version of you look like? I want you to start tapping into this. I want you to journal on this. Because the moment you are clear with that, then now, allow the current version of you to be pulled forward by that version of you. Right? Exactly. And I want you to really tap into, I want you to be really able to tap into the energy of that version of you, the conviction that she or he has in life, in the journey that we are on. I want you to be able to tap into the leadership that she has. Because I know that that version of Arabelle did not say, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I can't do it, I have so many things. She did not say any of those things. She said, don't know, I'm going to figure it out. I don't have money, I'm going to find it. I don't have enough time, I'm going to make time. That version of Arabelle has no excuse. She is super spiritual. She is super tapped in. She is led by her intuition, and she takes action. She hustles when she needs to. She's in her masculine when she needs to, and she moves, take a steps back, and then she's in her feminine, and then she magnetizes the opportunities and the people and the synchronicities into her life. Because that version of Arabelle knows exactly how to move through the ebb and flow and the masculine and the feminine. She knows how to do that dance so well. Right? So if you are in this moment where, you are secretly having a crush on this guy, and then you really like him, and then you're like, I don't know if he likes me. I don't know if he's going to call me back. I don't know. Like, we tend to go into this place of, I don't know, what should I do? Should I do more? No, you shouldn't do more. Just be you. Because if he's meant for you, he will come. If you are in a space where, you know what, I'm putting things out there, I'm like selling, I'm marketing, I'm writing 1,000 posts, I'm doing 1,000 photo shoots, I'm doing all of the things, but nobody's paying me. Like, should I discount my prices? Should I even do this? Like, no, just be you. Just do what's being guided, like what's guiding you right now. Just do that. Just do that. Exactly, right? So from that place, right, what I started noticing is like, I'm getting clear on my dreams. I'm getting clear on my visions. I'm also really tapping into this future version of Arabelle, and I'm being moved by her. I'm tapping into her energy every single day. I'm like in her vibration, in her frequency every single day. And I'm also starting like to infuse all these different tools and technologies and practices in my life, so that I can not just like doing this mindset work, which can be a slippery slope at times because we are feeling and thinking and human beings. And sometimes it's hard to just stay in the practice. Sometimes we lie to ourselves. Sometimes we say that, you know what, I'm doing the work. Yes, we are doing the work 1 hour a day, and then the rest of the 23 hours, we are not doing the work. And so, of course, we don't see the results. So I started like, okay, I need something to hold me accountable, right? I don't always need to have to push myself, like motivate myself, because I don't believe in motivation. I only believe in inspiration. And so I'm like, what are the things that I can start infusing? So I started learning even more and practicing and infusing and integrating all these practices. Doing journaling, affirmations, breath work. I have been in almost 100 ceremonies, like in the jungles. I started doing all these different tools, practices, and then I'm like, you know what? I also want to start having some tools in my life. So I actually, and at the time it was expensive, I invested in a Rife machine. So a Rife machine is like a frequency machine, but it's huge, it's big. Okay, and that Rife machine has like all these different technology frequencies in there, and people normally use that for mainly medical reasons. People use the Rife machine if they have like parasites in their tummy, if they want to detox. They use the Rife machine to, they take all these liquids to clean and cleanse internally, but also the Rife machine, so that through microcurrents, they can also kill the parasites in their body. And I started using that because you can also use that to kill the viruses in your body as well. The only thing was with this Rife machine was it was very hard to use. It was very hard to use. So I was doing all the other things. I was already like, through winter, sometimes it's like 1 degree, sometimes it's like -2. I was swimming in the pool, like no heating, like through winter, not plunging. It's like swimming through winter. So I was already like infusing all these different practices, but I wanted a tool to also really like stabilize and help me like ground into my practices and ground into that being and ground into that identity that I was tapping into. So I started using this Rife machine, which is quite expensive and quite clumsy and quite big, and sometimes it zaps you, which is the worst part. So, like the microcurrent thing is like you have to put straps on your legs or on your wrists. And the thing is that it zaps you, that it just like, it's not a good experience. So I couldn't really go deeper with that machine, although it's a frequency machine and it's very powerful. I couldn't go deeper because I was like, every single time I couldn't go in because I'm like so scared when it's going to zap me, right? So I was, you know, checking out all these different things, and this little thing came into my life. But I actually said no at the time because I was like, yeah, nah, tiny thing. Everybody's talking about it. I'm not interested. So I actually said no. I actually said no to Healy for about 2 years. And during those 2 years, many people came to me again and again and again and again. And I'm like, no, 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 no. So what I'm finding in that process was also that, okay, I'm doing all the right things, but then like from time to time, the resistances are coming up. The resistances around resentments that I have had, towards a certain person in my life, the pain and the hurt, and it was real. It was real, because every single day it was a chaos. It was struggle in my life, because in the morning I wake up having only slept 2 to 3 hours a night, tired, sleep deprived, exhausted. And to have postpartum anxieties, like I don't even, you probably can't call it postpartum anxiety anymore because it was already like 1 to 2 years like after. But I was still having like so much anxiety. I was like, my nervous system was just like, zzz, I wake up, I do the thing, I cook, I clean, I take the dog out, I clean the garden, you know, I be a mom, build a business, put things out there on stories. I cry, I wipe my tears, I put makeup on, I go on the live stream, I do the thing. I did it all. I did it all. I'm so proud of myself. But it was hard, very hard. And the biggest resistance was that I wasn't willing to go all in. I thought I was going all in, and I think I did in that level. But I wasn't really going all in because there were still resistances. There were still parts of me that still needed to be healed, and I wasn't ready to heal because I wasn't ready to let go of that part of me, let go of that past in me, that let go of that trauma experience that I have had, because it was still fueling me somehow. And the fuel that I was receiving from that was the anger. The anger. Because there was nobody supporting me financially and physically, the anger was the driving factor for me. The anger was that I'm going to make this work no matter what. So somehow, as hard as it was, I was still gaining something from that by not letting go, by not resolving and releasing those resistances. And so I kept holding on to it. I kept holding on to it, and I kept moving through life. But here's the thing. I realized that after about 2 years in, 3 years, like in the beginning of 3 years, I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time for me to release this. It's time for me to dissolve this. It's time for me to really come into a state of coherence, which is the frequencies that I'm blasting from this right now. I really need to come into a state of coherence. Now, by that time, I've already made over nearly $2 million, I think, in the business. So business-wise, I've always been very good at making money. I've always been very good at business. I've always been very good at work, Even when I was in the corporate, I was always the one who was getting poached by, as I said, different investment banks, different department GMs. I was seconded to this team and this department and that department. It was just a thing, like I've always been very good at what I do. But when it comes to the heart matters, which is the biggest thing, right? The matters of the heart, releasing, letting go, dissolving the anger, the resentment, letting go, all of that. Like I was not very good at it. And so like 2 to 3 years in, I was like, I'm ready to manifest big things in my life. And that manifestation was just like a whole nother level of manifestation. On a scale of like 0 to 10, what I was manifesting before was probably 5. But when you are a 0, a 5 was really big. But now I've already like done, a 5, a 6 by then. And so I'm ready to manifest Like out of 10, what I was ready to manifest 2 to 3 years in was like a 20. So that meant that level of manifestation really required me to become a human who is in a state of coherence, required me to become a leader who can make decisions, not from a place of anger, not from a place of fear, but from a place of knowing that this is my path. That level of manifestation required me to not just be doing a bit of breathwork here and there and meditation here and there. This is like my daily, regular go-to practices. Not just like not only just doing cold plunges here and there, but also like really infusing things that would speed up this process. So that's step number 4, is for me to actually start getting into. So step number 3 was resistances, and step number 4 is to not only let go of the resistances, but also start stepping into the manifestation. So I want to check in with you here, both Zoom as well as on Facebook. What you are wanting to manifest into your life right now, on a scale of 0 to 10, how big is it? Let me know. What you are wanting to manifest into your life right now, on a scale of 0 to 10, how big is it? 0 being, 5 being, yeah, quite big. And 10 being, oh my fucking God, big. Please don't mind my language. Good. 8, 5, 10, 4, 7, amazing, 9, 10. Let me check in with Facebook here as well. How many people do we have on Facebook? I can't see. Okay. 5, 7, 8, 10. Okay, amazing, amazing. Now, Facebook is also commenting right now, 5, 9, 6. All right. So but for all of you, right? For those who are not a 10, so the question was this: how big is what you are wanting to what you are wanting to manifest and call into your life? How big is it from a scale of 0 to 10? And 0 being 5 being not bad, 10 being oh my God, right? If it's not a 10, why is it not a 10? Because to me, now I understand. It has to be a 10. Because for me, this is for me. Because if it's not a 10, I'm playing safe. I am playing safe because I don't want to fail. Because I don't want to have to tell myself, I told you so. I told you so, Arabelle. Why did you make it a 10? I told you so. You should have just stuck with the 5, right? So I want you to get clear. Why is it not a 10? What's holding you back? For those who say a 5, a 6, a 7, a 8, even a 9, why is it that? Because when we are manifesting, if what we are calling in and this new reality that we want to anchor into the now, right now, right? This new reality of expansion that we are wanting to tap into right now, if it's not big enough, if it doesn't scare you, you're just not going to do it. Exactly. Fear of getting it wrong. It not being the best interest for my children. Fear of being selfish. And look, this is what I truly believe. If it's coming through me, and I know that I am a freaking good mother. I am a great mom. I know that. So if I'm a mother, like that kind of mother, whatever comes through me cannot be wrong. Cannot be wrong. Here's another thing. Every time, everything that I manifest, I know that I'm not that manifestation, that little idea, that little thought didn't only come from me. I'm working closely with my guides as well as Elijah's guides. Whether you believe in or not, it's a different story. If you don't believe in the spiritual explanation of things, you can just look at it from, I'm working with my energy as well as Elijah's energy. Elijah's my son, by the way, right? So you cannot get it wrong unless you are not good when it comes to parenting. It's not the right way to say it. Like, if you're not a good mom, if you're not a good dad, then it might be a different story, right? So results come so easily. I got scared. Yeah. Is that also because you are still somehow subscribed to the struggle paradigm? And the struggle paradigm says that things don't come easily. So when they do, you get scared. Is that possible? And then if it is, then would it be also possible for you to unplug from that struggle paradigm right now? Good. Fearless. Okay, amazing. I have the fear of disappointing in myself when it doesn't happen. And I talk about that in my, I think it's a effortless vampire program. And the fear of disappointments, we women have that a lot more than men. And so because we are scared of getting disappointed by ourselves, we don't do the thing. And so we ended up getting disappointed anyway because we didn't do the thing. So it's just like, isn't it crazy? We don't do the thing, or we don't go that extra mile, or we don't take that extra step because we're so afraid of getting disappointed, but we ended up disappointing ourselves anyway. So it's like, why? We might as well just do the thing, right? So then, in order for us to really tap into the manifestation, it's like step number 4 and step number 5 are like very much linked to each other, because we've got to let go of these resistances. And these resistances are different for different person. Like for me, it was the resentment. I just could not let go of it because it was giving me this, creating anger in me. And that anger was the drive and the power that I needed to stay awake every single night, to do the work, to make money, to earn, to create this life. I needed that, but I don't have that anymore. I don't need that anymore, right? So what is the thing that is actually in the way? What are the resistances right now? And what would happen if you were to let go of it right now? Just hypothetically speaking, again, like we don't need to get too serious about it. Just hypothetically speaking, if you were to let go of it, how would your life change? What would be different in your life if you've already let go of it? Just a few questions. You can always come back to this live stream and listen on, right? So that from there, exactly, thank you. So from there, then we start manifesting. And so we are no longer manifesting from a place of, I literally just saw this morning a reel somebody posted. And whether you like him or not, I'm not a fan, but I thought it was really beautiful the way he explained it. Kanye West was saying in that reel. He said something along the lines of, when you see yourself that you are a drop of the ocean, then you know that you are part of the ocean. Now, I might be saying things a little bit differently, but this is what he said. Like when you see yourself as a drop of the ocean, you are part of the ocean, and that means the whole ocean is behind you. But when you see that you are separate, then all you have is you and your money. And you can fight the world, but you don't have the whole ocean behind you. And I was like, wow, that was really beautiful. And to me, it's exactly that. When you manifest from a place of fear, of wanting to prove your dad, your mom, yourself, it's like, yes, you might still make it happen, but it's just not as powerful. But when you actually manifest from a place of coherence, again, which is the frequency that I'm running, and I'm going to be talking about this little device in a bit. And for those of you who are staying till the end, live today, both in the Facebook group as well as on Zoom, we are going to be picking a winner, and I'm going to be gifting a gold Healy, and we will announce tomorrow, okay? We will announce tomorrow. And so in a bit, I'm going to be explaining how you can use this little tech for you to speed up your manifestation, how you can actually pull the future vision, the version of you into the now, like really, really fast. And also, if you want, how you can actually tap into the frequency of this possibility that we are creating right now and create another income stream where you get to earn a lot of money, like a lot of money, okay? So in this manifestation, I want you to start paying attention where you are coming from. And the most important thing in this process of manifesting is to continuously check in with yourself. If I don't need to do anything, right? If I don't need to do anything in the process of manifesting, and all I need to do is just be, who do I need to be? And to me, that's the fastest way. Because when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to changing your life, when it comes to making money, the fastest way is your identity is the fastest way. That's why I say your identity is your currency. Your identity is your currency. That's like my tagline. That's what I teach. That's what I breathe. That's what I do every single day. Your identity is your currency. So when you are manifesting, who do you need to be? If all of these things have already happened and you just need to be, then what would you be doing? Instead of trying to make things happen, you would just do the thing. So yesterday, I literally practiced that in my head. I'm in the process of manifesting something, and then for a moment, this little doubt and this little fear came in. This little doubt and this little fear came in, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to be. I'm so scared. Is that, going to get in the way? What's going to happen? And then I had to remind myself, no, Arabelle, this is not how you roll. This is not how Arabelle rolls. How does Arabelle move through life? Well, it's as simple as this. Well, if I already have this thing that I'm wanting in my life, and if I already have this thing that I want in my life, what else am I thinking? What else am I occupying my mental space and energetic space with? And I'm like, oh yeah, of course. Then I no longer have those thoughts because I don't need to have those thoughts because I've already had it. Right? And so I don't need to worry about that anymore. So because I'm not worried about it anymore and I'm not occupied in that space, I'm just doing the things that makes me my most magical self. And so I just get to be me. It's so simple. It's so simple. Karine, could you do a little story for me while I'm doing the training? Thank you. So, yeah. So from there, where do we go next? And this is the last piece. But before I go in, I want to ask you, I want to check in with you. I want to do a quick vibe check with all of you. And for those of you who are in the Facebook group as well, I want to know, if you were to be able to tap into this future vision, future version of you, and pull it into the now, right now, if what you desire is already here, how would your life be different? Just one word. Let me know. How would your life be different? I forget it for me and coach clients not to chase what they want, think already have it. Yes, of course. My identity is my currency. Yes. So let me know the question. If you already have it, if you've already manifested, how would your life be different? A millionaire. Good. I committed to more manifestation. Freedom. Happy and flying with wings. Amazing. Effortless. Beautiful. It's so important. Money. Abundance. Discipline. Yes, smarter, happier, joyful. So glad to see you. Yay, you look amazing and healthy, super happy. Yes, thank you. Self-mastery, money, abundance, amazing, freedom with no limitation. Beautiful. Success, business, yeah, you know how to set boundaries, of course. Beautiful, peaceful, perfect. Okay, all right. Now, the next question. Now, you've already created that reality right now in your life, okay? And you are already living that. The next step is, if you were to be bringing in a certain amount of money extra as another income stream into your life, into your business, what would that amount be? Let's be realistic. Let's stretch you a little bit, but just don't say like $1 billion because it's just it's just going to be a disconnect. So if you were to be bringing in extra income from this another income stream, what is that amount? Let me know. $5,000, good. 2 million per month, what currency is that? 3 million, what currency is that? I think it would be good to add the currency in front. 3,000, good. 100,000, yes. 15 grand. I would say, okay, just for the sake of simplicity, let's just use dollars. $10 million per month. Okay, maybe it is possible for you. I don't know. But I feel that's just like going to disconnect. If you were to create another income stream and if you were to start and if you are saying like I'm going to make $10 million per month, I don't know. I don't know if your unconscious mind is going to be able to back it up. Or thank you so much. All good. Or if your identity would be able to back it up. That's the truth, right? $10,000, $5,000, 10 grand, good. £5 to 10K, yes. 10K, 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 15K, amazing. $3,000, good. Beautiful, 10K, 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 I love it. What about the Facebook group? 3,000, 3K, 14K, 6K, 10K, amazing, amazing. Now, That's good. I want you to really tap into the amount that is going to stretch you, not something that's like, easy for you to make. But if you are saying 10K, is it already a stretch? And if it is, good. If it's not a stretch, then maybe go 15K. Because what I'm doing literally right now on this call is I'm literally rewiring your brain. Rewiring your brain, because it's not like just like random numbers that we're spitting out. Like, I'm trying to infuse the frequency of these numbers into your system right now, because as I said before, I'm running coherence frequencies here and I'm running prosperity frequencies here. Okay, you can feel the energy. Amazing. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. All right. Yes, beautiful. So now let's recap a little bit before I finally talk about this frequency technology, one of the things that I use. So the first step is for you to get clear on your dreams. The second step is for you to really tap into that identity. The third step is you will start seeing the resistances and for you to identify that and for you to move through that. And the fourth step is the manifestation piece, which is what we are on. And the final step is this. For those of you who were on the Go Love Yourself Challenge, you would have heard this story. And for those of you who are meeting me for the first time, I have been traveling full time for the last 12 months, actually over 12 months now. And we've literally been all over the world. I've been able to bring my family around, and they've been able to tick off some of their bucket lists. I've been able to bring my leadership team and some of the team members along the travels. We've been able to do incredible things. I have standards in the way that I travel. Before, many years ago, if somebody tells me this, I would be triggered. I would be like, who is she to tell me that she has standards when she travels? But then I realized that if I don't set standards for myself, somebody else will set their standards on me, and I could not let that happen. So I have this thing where if we are traveling for an hour or max like 2 hours, it's going to be economy. But anything more than that, we only travel business or first class. When we stay in certain places, whether hotels or apartments, it has to be certain things. Like where I am right now, this place currently is around $25,000 a month. So we are here for 2 months. It's $50,000 for 2 months. Now and I've got another room downstairs. So, what I'm saying is, like, I'm not spitting out all these numbers to impress you. I'm saying this is the standard that I have set for myself. And that was a major disconnect for me in the beginning. But in order for me, because this is expansion, right? And this level of expansion is scary because there is always this thought that, oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. But then I cannot tap into that frequency. So the frequency that I have to tap into is this frequency of expansion, the frequency of this level of freedom, the frequency of this level of financial freedom, right? So for me, what I found is that this little Healy has been coming into my life for the last 2 years. And after I started this journey, and I was just like, no. And part of it was actually, I was like, what can this little thing do? But now I travel full time. I actually have an XL luggage in which I have all the tools to help me stay in my flow, to help me stay in this frequency of abundance, this frequency of expansion. Now, in that suitcase, I've got all these tools for meditations. I've got all these tools for energy balancing. I've got all these tools, but it's a big luggage. And it's difficult because I've got other luggages as well, right? So then that was when I started like, you know what? I remember seeing this thing. It's so tiny. What if I can replace my entire XL suitcase filled with all these things with just one little thing? If I can replace that, wouldn't it be great? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Then I would save so much money on excess baggage because if you know, traveling business, you get about 52 kg each person. So with me, depending on how many people that I travel with, sometimes we get about 120 kg, sometimes we get about 160 kg. That is not enough for my luggages. I always have to pay at least $500 to $2,000 every single sector that we travel for excess baggage, even with business class or first class. That's how many luggages that I have. Because I'm traveling full time, right? So I'm like, if I can replace the entire suitcase with this thing, wouldn't it be amazing? Yes, it would be. So I started playing with this. And what I'm finding is that I'm starting to understand the power of this device. Now, for those of you, I want to know, who knows about Healy here? As in like what it can do, not about having seen it or heard of it. It's like, who understands really deeply what this thing can do for you? Because honestly, this is incredible. Ever since this came into my life, I have been able to move through one of the biggest blocks that I have yet to be able to move through. I would love to share it, but I cannot because it's a very personal thing. But let's just say it is the thing that's been keeping me up almost every night for the last couple of years. It is the thing that triggers me every time I hear about it. It is the thing that breaks me down anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter whether I'm at a conference or in a workshop, I would break down and cry because it was that big. And this little piece of technology came into my life. Within a month, I was able to move through that. I was surprised. That's one thing. Another thing that I noticed is that's like a personal breakthrough, right? Another thing that I noticed is that around anxiety. As you can imagine, having a team, having so many projects, so many things, there's always in the back of my mind, everything is on me. I'm responsible for all of these things. If I can't do it, if I don't show up, if I don't make sales, like who's going to pay? Like so many families are dependent on this business. So many people are depending on this business. Like there's a certain level. Like when I say a certain level, I'm trying to like make it sound less, but it's like huge pressure, right? And so I've always had this like low-key anxiety throughout. And sometimes this low-key anxiety would just like in the middle of the night when everybody's sleeping, I'm bawling my eyes out and I'm like, it feels like I'm shaking. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Can I do this? Can I run away? What have I created? This is so big, right? And I have to say, ever since this little piece of technology came into my life, I haven't really felt that anxiety. Because I'm going to show you in a bit. And I'm going to send you some links because if I'm showing you, it's going to take another 2 hours. But I run different frequencies. So I can tell you now, I've got the best edition, which is called a professional edition. And what it does is it's got all the frequencies. So I literally run different frequencies depending on where I am. One of the things that I normally do is internal well-being, mental well-being, soul. I also run frequencies a lot on coherence because I truly, truly believe in a state of coherence. I run many frequencies on the nervous system because it's so important. Brain harmony, my job requires me to use my brain every single day. Like my mom said the other day, like when I look at you, like your brain's like going my brain's like the cogs are turning all the time. It never gets a break. I run brain harmony frequencies. There are times I run frequencies on liver detox, kidney. When I'm on my cycle, I run frequencies on women, on my ovaries. There are times I run frequencies, which we call gold frequencies, on care. It's like taking care of myself, being, right? So there are many things. There are days where I just dedicated the whole day on running frequencies on literally detoxing emotionally, energetically. So I would do like digest all, it's called deep cycle frequencies. I would do digest all, clean all. I do the whole thing. And then when I'm running, for this particular training, I'm running a coherence frequency, but normally when I'm running trainings in my masterclasses and programs, I run activation because I want to be activated. I want my brain to be working. I want to be able to channel whatever needs to come through for the group, and I'm doing that. And now with the Mag Healy, which works in the environment externally, this works in your bioenergetic field. It's like everything is covered, and I've got like 5 Mag Healys blasting and 2 more coming, right? So not only that, ever since this little device come in, and look, like I said, in the last 9 years, many brands, huge brands, have approached me for brand deals. I never spoke about that. You've never seen me talk about brands that I don't believe in. I don't. But ever since this thing came into my life, my team, the way they are in their personal lives, all the shifts, incredible shifts. And there are people who use this only for animals. There are people who use this only for their horses, and for their horses to heal, for their horses to recover, and they have a whole business dedicated to use Healy only on horses. There are people who use Healy only on animals like cats and dogs. Vets use that, right? So we've got so many things. There's a whole Facebook group dedicated to that. But what I'm here to tell you is that we're talking about manifestation. And what I've seen in my life about manifestation is that when we are manifesting, sometimes things get in the way. And these things, most of them are unconscious because, as you know, we are 95% unconscious mind. So we are not aware of that. And the things are in the way, and we're doing all the things, but we're not really seeing the results. The money's not really coming in, the client's not coming in. The clients come, they ask for a refund, and they leave, and it's like a whole chaos. And you just couldn't figure out what is going on. It just, right? So what this does is it speeds up, because it speeds up by going into your bioenergetic field, into your cellular level. I run cell harmony a lot. So going into your body on a cellular level and shifting everything on a frequency level, vibrational level. And so sometimes you don't even know what's being shifted, because as you know, Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of frequency. Think in terms of frequency, right? So when things, and if you actually like literally look into your like body, when you go down with the microscope, you see the bones, you see the blood, you see the vessels, and then underneath that, what's in there? You see the atoms, and then if you go deeper into the atoms, what do you see? Nothing. There is a space that only has energy. So we are all made up of energy, right? So this energy is something that we are all made up of, but we don't know, but it's there, right? So what it does is actually goes into your bioenergetic field, and it does all the shifts. You know, to me, the way I see Healy is like, I don't know if you've used that before. Back in the days, in Windows 8 days, they have this thing called defragment. So when you run that program, what it does is like it defrags all, like it actually organizes all the files and folders and data in the hard disk. And to me, that's how I see it. It reorganizes my entire being, my entire system. That's what it does. And so as we do this, sometimes these resistances, this thing that I told you, the thing that kept me awake for years, this thing that I would break down and cry in front of people because the trigger was so big, this thing, I was able to move through that last month. And it blew my mind. So that's what this is for. So if you are someone who is committed to growth, if you are someone who is ready to bring in your manifestations into the now and speed that up, and not just like bringing in the now and then leave it all, like all of them going out. No. Like we're going to anchor it. We're going to solidify it. We're going to make it like grow roots, just like trees, because you can't just keep growing. You've got to have like roots going deep. And that's what we're going to be doing. So the more you do it, the more you play with this quantum technology, this frequency technology, your whole being is shifting, right? So that's what it does. And that's why I'm giving away, whoever is still live up until now, either on Zoom or Facebook, a gold, which is the basic edition. You can upgrade that later if you want. I only ever recommend the professional edition because you get it all. And what you see here is this little thing that's called a coil. So as you can see, that's a coil. And normally you can put the straps and then have the wires. I don't like it because I'm moving a lot, and when I speak, I move a lot. So I have this thing, and so all you need to do is just hook it on you. I have this koala microphone, so I couldn't hook it there, but all you need is you just hook it onto you and just run the frequencies. And at home, at night, I'm running my Mag Healy. In meeting rooms, I run different frequencies. So that's what we do, right? And this is how we also speed up the manifestation. Now, for those of you, we're already getting messages here. How can I get one? How can I get one? Amazing. So we're going to be sending you a link on how you can get one of these. Now, if you want to speak to somebody in our team, we have both languages available, okay? If you want to speak to an English-speaking sales coach, we're going to be sending out a link so that you can speak to our English-speaking sales coach. If you want to speak to a Myanmar-speaking, Burmese-speaking sales coach, we have the link as well. So only schedule English. If you want to speak in English, go to the English speaking sales coach. If you want to speak in Burmese, go to the Burmese speaking sales coach. If you want to know a little bit more, like which model should you get, and I'm going to tell you now, you should only get a professional edition. And depending on where you are, there might be some payment plans and stuff available. Now, it is not my company, but this is the company that I can fully get behind because it has changed my life. Now, there might be those who are saying, Arabelle, I know you've talked about it, I've seen it, and you've also built this business yourself. Now, the thing is that I do not need another income stream. That's the truth. I do not need it. But I love having multiple income streams. If I were to, I was actually thinking of doing that. I want to list it down for the community at some point. I think I have about 13 to 15 different multiple income streams. Some are small, some are big. But I have many income streams, right? And I think everybody should have that. Because you should never put all your eggs in one basket. Never, never. So there are people who are already, who've been asking and who've been waiting for this webinar, this masterclass, and asking like, how can I build another income stream with this? You can. So here's the thing. If you are a coach who's been trying to do all the things, doing the content and the this and that, I've been speaking to so many coaches. And I've had many coaches apply for a job to work in my company, right? And we are currently moving through a lot of conversations at the moment. And so what's happening is a lot of coaches are getting to a point where it's like, I love my job, I love what I do, but I'm tired of the business side of things. I'm tired of having to worry if the money's gonna come in. I'm tired of having to do all the things all the freaking time. I'm tired. And most importantly, I'm tired of having to do it all on my own. It is so lonely. And I know that. I know that because I've been through that. So what this does is if you were to be part of the frequency business, you will not be alone. It's an affiliate model. You will not be part of it. And the best part is you get to build a business in a way that is in alignment with you. The compensation model is amazing. You get compensated really, really, really big, right? I personally know someone in the business who just joined in the first month. I think she made about $60,000. You cannot make $60,000 selling things on Amazon, on eBay, straight away. You cannot. This you can, but you need a strategy. So how do you get a strategy? How do you get the thing? How do you get the business? Well, don't worry about that because we provide all of that as well. Now, many people, I can show you my DMs, asked me if I would become their business coach, if they could hire me as a business coach. I said, I love helping people, but I cannot do it. I cannot do it because it's just not possible, right? So here, if you join the business, you get the support directly from me and the other amazing, incredible people in the bigger global team. You can just plug into anything. You don't have to pay me for business coaching fees because I want you to win because when you win, I win. That's it. Like I'm not going to sugarcoat it. When you win, I win. So I'm going to make sure that you win. And you want to win because we want to make money. Why do we want to make money? Because yes, money cannot buy happiness, but money can buy options. Money can send your parents to wherever they want to go. Money can pay salaries so that the husbands and the wives don't need to fight over money. Money can create and provide and donate causes that help animals. I am donating money every single month to the causes, the animal welfare causes. I have donated multiple six figures by now. I wouldn't be able to do all of that if I don't talk about money, if I don't teach people how to make money, right? So I want you to make money. I want you to win. I want you to up-level yourself and your life and your identity in the shortest time possible. Because, hey, we're all here to live a good life. And if you're here like, Arabelle, no, I just want to struggle. No. Stop that, Arabelle. I want to struggle. I want to live paycheck to paycheck. I want to be a victim. I want to stay there. Nobody says nobody. Nobody says that, right? We're all here. Abundance is our birthright. We're all here to really tap into this thing that is available for us right now. And right now, I am going into a market that is like, we have the whole market share. I want to teach you, I want to show you how you can make money. If a single mom who came from a middle-class family, who were not handed or fed with a silver platter, who did not have anyone paying her or investing in her business, who came out of a relationship with like almost zero, who slept 2 to 3 hours a night and hustled to give a life to her son and herself and to show the world what she is capable of. If a woman like me, who is just a normal person that you see anywhere on the road, if I can do it, so can you. All you need is an environment. All you need is a strategy. All you need, maybe is a product. You still continue to do your coaching. If you are a coach, do it. It's good. It goes hand in hand very well together. If you are a consultant, still consult and use this. If people with horses can turn this into an entire business, we can. If people with cats can turn this into an entire business, we can. Because this is actually a class 2 medical device. It is FDA cleared for pain, right? It's a microcurrent technology. It's a frequency technology that can change your life. So what I'm going to do now is I've said enough. For those of you who want to join a business, you can too. And so what we can do is we're going to be putting a link in this Facebook group. It's still called Go Love Yourself, but we're going to be changing the name in the next few days. We just didn't want to change the name straight away, and people are like, what is this group? So I'm telling you now, and we're going to be changing the name to something interesting. We haven't decided yet, but I'm going to be posting the links to set up an alignment call with the English-speaking sales coach as well as the Burmese-speaking sales coach. So Myanmar si toa ba. And for those who speak English, please go to the English-speaking sales coach. And you sign up an alignment call, and they will take you through the steps that they need to do. They'll give you the link and how you can buy. And depending on where you are at, we can sort out the logistics and stuff like that. And if you are wanting to do a business, they will also tell you that you don't join as a customer, you join as a member, and then we'll be adding you into a frequency family. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking you through and teaching you how you can build this thing. And let's make some money, like literally. May the year 2023 be the best year yet in your life, in my life. It already is for me, and I want that for you too. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for staying till the end. And for those of you who are live here, either on Facebook as well as on Zoom, we will be announcing a winner of a Healy Goal tomorrow morning. You get to watch the replay, and if there are people that you think that can benefit from this free masterclass as well, please feel free to share, feel free to tag. And if you are wanting to do the business, and if you're like, Arabelle, I'm ready, show me the way, come and have a chat. I'm going to be supporting you one-on-one. So love you all so much, and take care.